Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? You're welcome once again to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Grace, and on this channel, I share all things faith, all things fashion, and all things lifestyle. So, in this episode, we'll be discussing the power of self discovery, and I would also be sharing practical tips that would help you in understanding yourself and thrive. I was on a panel in beginning. I think that was happening in beginning of the year, and one of the questions that was asked was how to handle tough moments in life. A co-panelist shared something that really resonates with me. What she said is study yourself, understand how you're wired, and know your triggers. And honestly, that answer has not left me till now. I started thinking deeply about myself, and I tried truly asking myself that question, Grace, how well do you know yourself? Like, how well do I know myself? So in this video, we'll be talking about practical tips and resources that would help you on that journey and road to self-discovery. First question, why is self-discovery important? Understanding yourself is like having a roadmap. You know what a roadmap looks like? A roadmap tells you what the journey looks like, what the road looks like, where there is a turn. The road map is like a graphical picture of what the road looks like. So when you have something in your hands like that, then it's easy for you to navigate and walk through that path. It helps you make better decisions. It helps you in the kind of relationships that you enter. And it also helps you stay true to your purpose. So for me, I realized that understanding myself, knowing how I'm wired, helps me in my time management, helps me in how I build the relationships that I'm currently in. It also helps me in how I recharge. I have one question for you. When was the last time you truly asked yourself that question? When was the last time you truly reflected on who you are and what drives you? So number one on my list, practical steps to discovering yourself. Journaling. So when you're journaling, you're documenting your thoughts, your processes, your experiences, and as you do this, patterns will emerge that reveals information about you. It's about what energizes you or what drains you. Make sure that as you're journaling, as you're writing, be as true to yourself as possible. Make sure the information you're writing or you're giving to us is correct. Is a correct judgment of yourself and of the situation. Number two on my list, ask for feedbacks. Ask family and friends what they truly think about you, what they notice about you, about your strengths, about your habits, and even about blind spots. So getting feedback would also go a long way on your journey to self-discovery. So now let's talk about some tools and resources that would be very, very useful for you on this journey and on this road to self-discovery. So if you check online, you will see different personality tests that you can take. So you find tools like Enneagram. I don't know if I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but you find tools like that online. You find tools like Myers-Briggs or Strength Finder. You could also read some books like Atomic Habits by James Clear, who helps you to understand how small changes can change your behavior. There's also another book called Quiet by Susan Cain. This book is great for introverts or anyone who wants to improve their unique strength. So I'll give you a challenge. Set aside about 10 minutes to reflect on your actions, choices, and how they align with your values. When you understand yourself, you can live life with intention. You can set boundaries and create an environment where you thrive. So finally, everything I've mentioned are practical tips that is necessary and important on this road to self-discovery. There are times when there are times when you get to points where you are trying to find yourself, find your footing. I remember while I was growing up, at some point, I think the first thing I wanted to do was to be a lawyer because I used to talk a lot. As a matter of fact, I had a nickname and I was called Chatterbox because I loved to argue, I loved to be on debate and all of that. So I originally felt I was going to be a lawyer. Along the line, I just suddenly developed this admiration for camera, for being in front of camera, and then I switched gears, switched careers, and decided that okay, I wanted to do mass communication. For a long period, for a long time, that didn't change. I would say that my journey to self-discovery like really started when I intentionally working with God. Yeah. Most likely I've mentioned this before here on this channel. How I struggled with um finding myself, finding my voice and all of that. But it got to a point where I started asking questions. I started asking questions on, so why am I here? What am I um why do I feel a certain way? How do I discover myself? You see, this topic on self-discovery, it's a very, very vast and wide topic. There are different things that can be said or discussed in uh, as far as this topic is concerned. So that's why in the beginning I've talked about practical tips that you can apply as you go on this journey self-discovery, because as human or as a person or as an individual, there are different sides to you. There's a spiritual side, there is there's the analytical side, there is a side that is thinking, that there's a side, there's a way you're wired. Are you choleric, or are you sanguine, or are you phlegmatic, are you there's just different things to say about self-discovery, you know discovering yourself. So in the beginning we discussed about practical tips that you can apply on understanding how you're wired, why you're thinking the way you're thinking, why you have the emotions, or why you respond to things the way you respond to. I took some of these tests that we mentioned. I mentioned that you can take some tests, some personality tests online to discover and find out who you are, find out how you are, and the result that you get from these tests would determine, would show the kind of career path you're supposed to take, how you handle money, the kind of person that you're supposed to even be in a relationship with. But I believe that the foundation of your journey to self-discovery, the foundation of it, will still lead you back to your maker, will still lead you back to who made you, who formed you, who created you, who made you. Will still take you back to your roots, back to your destiny, back to your source. So having these practical tools is very important, but at the same time it's also important that your foundation is grounded in that understanding. Some people will say, oh, I'm Pisces, I'm Aries, or whatever. I was born in June, towards the end of June, so you would say I'm very Cancer. I don't like saying that that's what I am, but then as much as okay, because you are born in a so and so time, then means that you are supposed to be like this, or it means you are affiliated to a particular category, you're put under that category. And as someone who is a Christian, who is a child of God, I believe that my temperament should be spirit controlled, finding God, knowing God, and finding yourself in Him, and then every other thing you build on that. So I'll end this video by saying that self-discovery is a journey, and as you progress in life, there's always something new to learn or discover about yourself. And so that brings us to the end of today's video, today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a thumbs up. Remember to also something in the comments. Just share your thoughts and your opinions. Is there any other thing that you think I should have added that I didn't add? Just kindly share that in the comment section. Really look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Bye for now. See you in the next one. Bye.